Live from WTEN, this is News 10 at 5.
Investigators are combing over evidence collected at the scene of yesterday's deadly fire in Schenectady.
They're trying to figure out what happened in the moments just before and just after the flames broke out. Christy Mazurek has more.
It was very dark, smoke, extremely hot. I thought I heard a child yelling.
A day later, just like the scorched remains of the home, the sights and sound of this fatal blaze are also scorched into the mind of Schenectady County Sheriff Inspector Richard Vors. A day later, he now watches as fire investigators sift through the ashes. A day later, a makeshift memorial now stands in memory of the 2 children killed inside. But in an instant, thoughts flash back to the fire. The inspector, cruising near Strong Street, saw smoke and a woman standing outside her home.
Yelling, "My babies are inside."
Despite 2 tries inside the burning home, heavy smoke kept him from the kids. 3-year-old Paul Thomas and his 23-month-old sister, Shadea, died inside.
I did hear screaming. That's got me even more to search, and that's what bothered me. I couldn't find them.
Deaths that devastate neighbors, especially this woman who lived on the 2nd floor. She didn't want to go on camera, but tells News 10 it was the same screams she heard that jolted her to grab her son and get out safely. For her and others, they not only see a burned-out shell, but a reminder of 2 young lives cut short.
They didn't deserve to die this way.
The tenant tells News 10 they did have smoke detectors, but they were not going off at the time of the fire. The cause is still under investigation. Meanwhile, autopsy reports are in. The Schenectady County coroner claims the children died of smoke inhalation. Christy Mazurek, News 10.
While neighbors mourn the loss of those little ones, some try to help those who didn't make it out alive. Those living nearby and their family members handed over cash donations to the upstairs tenant. The money was originally saved up to be sent to the Hurricane Katrina Fund.
Right now, the Florida coast is being pounded with high winds and lots of rain. Rita is now a Category 2 hurricane. Parts of the highway that link the Florida Keys with each other and the mainland are already flooded and impassable. Officials say thousands heeded evacuation warnings and headed for higher ground, but they're still concerned about those who stayed behind. And new concerns are now surfacing about where the hurricane could be headed after Florida. Galveston officials are not taking any chances and have issued a voluntary evacuation.
That means that you may and should begin to leave the island now. You should be, and I hope you have been listening to all of us, and so you should be prepared to go, and it's time to get on the highway.
Of course, Galveston is just one area along the Gulf Coast concerned about Hurricane Rita strengthening in the coming days before it makes landfall once again. For the latest in the storm, we turn to Jeff Smith. Jeff.
Well, Terry, we have some good news and some bad news. The good news is the central core of this hurricane with the strongest winds has indeed missed the Florida Keys. The strongest winds I could find were about 60 to 70 miles per hour. The bad news, we have a strengthening hurricane now headed into the Gulf of Mexico. Let's head over to our satellite picture right here. During the past 12 hours, you can see the increase in organization. In the last couple of frames, you almost see an eye developing as well. Another bad sign that this thing might be strengthening. And I'm afraid that it might be strengthening to a Category 4 hurricane as it heads out into the central and western Gulf. Right now, it looks like New Orleans might be out of the woods, but western Louisiana all the way through the coast of Texas, including the Galveston, Houston areas. Of course, officials not taking any chances for good reason. This could be a nasty hurricane as it heads into that area. Saturday would be the time for landfall. I'll have much more, my complete forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Concerns about Hurricane Rita's path are causing major headaches in New Orleans. It's just one of the developments we're watching at this hour. Thousands are now heading out of the city amid fears that rain from the hurricane could flood the city. Many returned only in the last 48 hours. On their heels, the National Guard. They have been ordered to leave as well, since they have been living in tents near levees that some fear could break again. Eric Hahn has the latest developments.
For the 5th time in 3 weeks, President Bush visited storm victims along the Gulf Coast, meeting with business owners in New Orleans and Mississippi.
There's no doubt in my mind that out of the rubble and out of those huge heaps of timber that used to be homes, a better Mississippi will emerge.
But for many in New Orleans, talk of recovery has been put on hold. Thousands headed out of the city after putting up the same plywood they had just removed.
Boss called up, said board it up again. They got another one coming, so we battening down the hatches and hoping for the best.
The order to evacuate ahead of Hurricane Rita came from New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin, the same day he opened the gates to parts of the city. The dramatic about-face had some residents fuming.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying. Okay, I don't believe it's going to hit us.
Many are choosing to stay because there are few places to go. Hotels are booked solid, and shelters in Texas are closed because of Rita's approach. Others say they have to leave, Rita or no Rita.
One night with holes in your windows, no electricity, not a horror story you want to live.
Many here in the French Quarter tell us they're fed up with mixed messages. While the mayor is urging residents to leave, at least one city councilwoman is now recommending that they stay until officials have a better idea where Rita is headed. Eric Hong, ABC News, New Orleans.
A 31-year-old newlywed is dead, and her husband is behind bars charged with her murder. The police still want to know why. Jeff Stecker joins us to sort it out. Jeff.
Well, Terry, as Albany County District Attorney David Soares put it, quote, "This is an intimate partner relationship that resulted in a homicide." Now, just 2 months ago, Melissa and David Paradise were married, but today the husband sits in the Albany County Jail accused of murdering his wife. State police from the Malone, New York barracks contacted Cohoes police just before 4 p.m. on Monday afternoon. Troopers said they had a man, David Paradise, who indicated that something grave may have happened to his wife at 6 Lansing Lane in Cohoes, where the couple lived. Police went to their home, and that's when they found the body of 31-year-old Melissa Paradise.
Cohoes Department did enter the residence along with the state police and blocked off the crime scene to conduct an investigation to make sure that the pertinent information contained in the defendant's statements were in fact corroborated by what the crime scene, but what was present at the crime scene, and that in fact did take place.
Now, police say the victim died of multiple stab wounds. DA Soares tells News 10 that he believes the alleged murder took place sometime Saturday night, but that the husband remained inside the apartment until sometime Monday morning. Authorities won't comment if there is a history of domestic violence between the couple. Autopsy results are expected sometime today. Now, Soares says the case could go before a grand jury as early as this week. Paradise is charged with second-degree murder. He is being held tonight without bail. Jeff Stecker, News 10.
An amazing act caught on tape involving a Shen High School grad. Jason Messenger of Malta was teaching a flying student about emergency landing gear procedures when the plane's gear failed to lock. This all happened just south of Daytona Beach, Florida. Take a look at this. You're going to watch as the Jeep is going to zoom along at 65 miles an hour. Hopefully we're going to see that. Here we go. Look at that Jeep. It had to keep pace with the plane. It had to keep looking up into the plane, and it used this poker to try to unlock the landing gear and bring it down. We'll see it going over and over again. Well, this was a very daring move. The Jeep driver does take a fire poker. He does get it up there. Anyway, John McLaughlin sat down with Messenger's parents to talk about that harrowing tale.
The guy, when he got to the end of the airport runway...
His parents got the phone call from Jason right here in Malta after it happened.
Yeah, he called me. He said, just want you to know what happened. I'm fine, but if you have a slow news day, you might hear about it.
Pamela and David Messenger are very aware that this daring maneuver could have ended tragically for their 23-year-old son, who flew solo while still a senior at Shenendahowa High School. But the Messengers say their oldest of 4 children is pretty cool, and they're not surprised at the outcome.
And then you talk to a couple of guys that work, who are pilots, and they look at it and they say, boy, that's really some flying that's going on there.
Did your boss give you a bonus for saving that plane?
I'm still working on it.
Jason told me over the phone that he got some pretty good training here at Richmore Aviation in the Schenectady County Community College program before transferring to an aviation school in Florida. Jason says Saratoga County friends have been calling since his story went national.
Most people just wanted to say, hey, good job, glad to see you're doing fine.
If any of it had been just the least little bit different, it wouldn't have been a happy ending. So we're thrilled.
And among professional pilots, what he did was not all that spectacular. But pilots tell me that he's being overly modest. Incidentally, he wants to be an airline pilot, and he says that he expects that phone call any day now. John McLaughlin, News 10.
kind of video you want to see again. We'll take another look at it tonight on News 10 at 6 o'clock. Well, the New York State Senate looks at ways to cut prices at the pump, but we'll tell you why it's probably not going to make a difference.
Plus, the deadline is approaching, and it means some tough decisions for families facing mountains of debt. But first, Jeff Smith returns with the latest on Rita, plus more in our summer-like forecast for the last days of the season.
Terry McSweeney, Elisa Streeter, Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo. You're watching News 10 at 5.
The 2006 Saturn Ion. Get a new 2006 Saturn Ion starting at $12,490 MSRP with OnStar service standard for 1 year.
Uh-oh, here comes your migraine, getting in between you and your life, disrupting everything. A total migraine with pain, nausea, sensitivity to light and sound. But why let it take over your life when you could target your total migraine with Imitrex? An Imitrex tablet targets the nerves and blood vessels believed to trigger migraine for effective relief without drowsiness. Imitrex is not right for everyone or every migraine. If you have certain types of heart or blood vessel disease or uncontrolled blood pressure, you shouldn't take Imitrex. Very rarely, certain people, even some without heart disease, have had serious heart-related problems. So talk to your doctor, especially if you have risk factors for heart disease such as smoking, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, or if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking medication. Don't let a migraine disrupt your life. Ask your doctor if Imitrex is right for you. Target your total migraine and get back to your life with Imitrex.
Now you can save up to $80 on 8 refills. Click or call now.
With the high cost of fuel, vinyl siding doesn't just have to beautify, let it insulate.
The furnace is not clicking on quite as often as it used to. Could change my heating bill. Yeah, and the air conditioning bill, too.
Residential Specialist Vinyl Shield Siding includes our form-fitting insulation, the look and feel of real wood, saving huge fuel costs. Call now, receive a $50 gas card, free insulation, plus 10% off. Call 1-800-201-9091.
And now, your News 10 Storm Tracker forecast with meteorologist Jeff Smith.
Welcome back, everyone, and good evening. We have some summer-like weather as we head into fall. Let's get to your forecast first for tonight. 8 o'clock in the evening, 70. Clearing skies out there. There are a couple of showers in the area right now. I'll show you that on our Viper in just a few seconds. We're 63 by midnight, 57 by 7 o'clock in the morning. It should be totally clear, especially as we head into the early morning hours of your Wednesday morning. Let's head over to our high-definition Doppler radar right now. With the wind switching into the northwest, there's a little boundary moving on through, and that has sparked off a couple of showers into Bennington County, Vermont, also into northern Berkshire County, Mass. They're moving off to the east and southeast right now at about 20 miles per hour, and they will be weakening as we approach the evening hours. So don't be surprised to see a few raindrops, say in North Adams or Bennington. Let's go outside right now and check out your current conditions in Albany. We have a temperature of 78 degrees. Winds coming in from the northwest. They're gusting up to 20. Sustained at about 15 miles per hour. Here's our temperatures across the region right now. A pair of 7s up in Glens Falls. We're in the mid-70s from Bennington down to North Adams and Pittsfield. Still at 82 in Poughkeepsie, 79 your temperature in Schenectady, and 76 over in Westfield. There goes that cold front. Spread a couple of showers, a couple of rumbles of thunder in here during the morning. Now much drier air moving in from Canada, so we have some nice days coming up. We'll have a wind coming in from the west and northwest, which will provide some nice and sunny weather. Of course, the big news right now, down along the Gulf Coast and in South Florida, is Hurricane Rita, looking really good on the radar. You can see that eye almost totally developed. You see that eye wall, the strongest winds associated with that yellow and red on radar. Mainly in the southern semicircle, but it's probably going to be developing all around the system. We'll be watching the radars tonight to see if this does indeed strengthen. Recon aircraft was out in the storm at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and had winds of 100 miles per hour. So that is the current intensity, expected to move off to the west and perhaps strengthen up to Category 4 strength. This is really bad news. If you live anywhere from western Louisiana all the way down through the southern Texas coast, you might be under the gun. I think the best time frame for landfall would be early to midday on Saturday. Again, west at 15 miles per hour, located at 24.0 north and 82.2 west. That is Hurricane Rita, now a Category 2, expected to strengthen pretty quickly over the very warm waters of the Gulf. Futurecast for tonight, not showing much, just clear skies after those early isolated showers over Berkshire County. Tomorrow not looking too bad either. Tomorrow should be a repeat of yesterday. Temperatures up near 80 with a lot of sunshine. Temperatures tonight falling off pretty good with the clear skies, probably getting down into the upper 40s in a few spots up in the North Country, 56 in Albany by 5 o'clock in the morning. And then tomorrow we're back up into the upper 70s to near 80. Okay, recapping your forecast, 55 tonight, isolated shower early, otherwise clearing. Tomorrow, 79, mostly sunny and pleasant, a west wind coming in at 10 to 15. Your 7 days showing a nice day on Thursday as well. Maybe a couple showers coming in late Thursday night into Friday morning. Then we clear out during the day on Friday, becoming more fall-like for Friday into Saturday. Maybe some rain returning by Monday, but highs over the weekend only in the upper 60s.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much.
Well, the laws are about to change to make it tougher for Americans to declare bankruptcy, but that's leading to a dangerous trend that could ruin the credit ratings of millions. We'll explain next.
Plus, London police discover something they hope is going to help them in their investigation into the July 7th bombings. We'll take a close look coming up. But first, stocks closed lower today after the Federal Reserve raised interest rates again. The Dow finished with a loss of 76. The NASDAQ was down 14.
Tonight at 6, a lasting headache for downtown drivers and businesses. How a water main break is affecting one local community. Plus, dining out to donate. Local restaurants cooking up a huge Katrina relief benefit. Starting at 6 on News 10.
It's been a great summer with Employee Pricing Plus. It's been a huge success, and the 2005 models are going fast. Because right now, during the final days of Employee Pricing Plus at your Chrysler or Jeep dealership, the deals have gotten even better. The remaining 2005 models won't last long, so hurry in now for the best selection. Remember,
if you can find a better car, buy it.
So I'd say if you can find a better car, buy it.
If the ride is more fly, then you must buy.
That's what I hear.
Yes, sure. Any juice?
Sírvete un poquito de melón. Te hace bien la fruta, come un poco.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Can I have the milk, please?
Here.
¿Quién más?
Who else wants?
I do.
Turns out the cereal that's a healthy choice for your children is the same cereal that's good for your heart. Good for your whole family.
Rosewood Home Builders is committed to building quality and value into each of our homes, including yours. Our 4,000 square foot design center offers you the convenience of one location, combined with professional design services offered to all our customers. We offer top name brands with an abundance of available standards and upgrades. No other builder in the area offers this service. Visit our website to view available communities and floor plans. Rosewood Home Builders, where our standards are other builders' options.
Pet Connection, Dad's Pet Care, and Jeep know that a healthy pet is a happy pet. Here's a way to give your animal special care. Check your cat or dog's weight from above. An hourglass shape means she is probably close to the ideal weight. This Pet Connection tip is brought to you by Jeep and Dad's Pet Care.
There's now less than a month until a new law makes sweeping changes to the bankruptcy process. That's caused a rush on bankruptcy attorneys as people try to file for the last minute. Scott Patterson explains what the changes mean to you.
It's a busy time for bankruptcy attorneys like Michael O'Connor.
We've noticed a pickup since the end of August, beginning of September, and we just started going to Saturday appointments about a week ago, and that'll continue on till mid-October.
That's when the new bankruptcy law goes into effect. How much it's going to affect you depends on your state's median income. In New York, that hovers around $36,000. Now, if you make more than that, you will no longer be able to file for bankruptcy after the changes go into effect October 17th. Instead, you'll have to file a debt reorganization plan, which means you'll have to pay back what you owe little by little. If you make less than the median income, you will still be able to file for bankruptcy. However, the process becomes much more time-consuming. There'll be a lot more paperwork, and you'll also have to take part in consumer counseling, where you'll learn ways to better manage your finances. The median income requirements change if you're part of a household. It is complicated, so O'Connor recommends you consult an attorney if you're thinking about filing for bankruptcy.
Perhaps there's a layoff looming in the future, and they think that they might want to consider filing bankruptcy or debt consolidation. They probably should meet with an attorney as soon as possible, just so they can discuss their options.
Another effect of these changes, the whole process is going to become a lot more expensive since bankruptcy attorneys will have to invest a lot more time on each case. The last day to file under the old rules is Friday, October 14th. The new law goes into effect the following Monday. Scott Patterson, News 10.
Good news, gas prices in the capital region are slightly lower today. Yesterday, gas prices pumped in at $2.97 a gallon. Today, they're down 3 cents to $2.94. Senate Majority Leader Joe Bruno says these prices aren't going down fast enough. He has announced a plan that would provide some relief at the pump and ease skyrocketing home heating costs for senior citizens. It calls for capping state and local taxes on gas, saving consumers up to $90 million for the remainder of the year. And if gas prices stay near the $3 mark, the plan could save New Yorkers $400 million next year. The Senate is already funding alternative fuel sources.
We're doing something, and whether it's a solution or not, it's something. And we're doing some of what we can do on behalf of the consuming public that we represent.
This work by the state Senate to ease gas prices could all be undone by the state assembly. And there aren't any plans to introduce similar legislation, and without that, there's just no deal. And the high prices at the pump could soon be helped by extra oil supplies. OPEC has agreed to make available 2 million extra barrels of oil a day in an effort to ease the oil crunch across the U.S. The barrels are coming from the spare capacity of OPEC members, mostly Saudi Arabia. The extra oil will be available for 3 months starting on October 1st.
It may be proof that while smoking is dangerous, it's less dangerous now than it was a year ago. We're going to give you the cold, hard facts on cigarettes that cannot start a fire.
Plus, it's being called the dress rehearsal. We'll show you how the London bombers practiced for their deadly attack.
Watch the time here on Futurecast and watch the weather over Albany. Really nothing much going on overnight tonight, so a clear night expected. Temperatures getting down into the 50s.
Since we introduced the Ford Family Plan, thousands of people in the upstate region have joined in on the savings. And now, we're extending the plan. That's right, you still have time to get the same low prices Ford employees pay. You'll get our discounts on the entire family of 2005 Ford cars and trucks remaining in stock, plus up to $4,000 cash back. That's it. No hassles, no gimmicks. Just the best deal on the best-selling cars and trucks in America. So visit your upstate Ford store today and welcome to the family.
Listen to the birds.
Wonderful. Marvelous. Shop at Backyard Birds.
Backyard Birds has everything you need to create a bird sanctuary in your backyard. The best seeds and suet cakes that birds love to eat. Beautiful handcrafted bird houses, bird feeders, and bird baths. Feeders and baffles to keep squirrels away. Build a bird sanctuary in your backyard. Shop at Backyard Birds. We're on Route 7 Latham in the Peter Harris Plaza, 1 mile west of the Northway. Call 690-2055.
Where can you find luxury and affordability in one place? Prestwick Chase at Saratoga. Here, seniors enjoy a variety of social and cultural opportunities with affordable luxury apartments and private cottages nestled among 120 picturesque acres. Everything you need is at your fingertips in a secure, maintenance-free setting. It's carefree living with no buy-in or membership fees. There is also assisted living just in case you need it. Prestwick Chase for the best season of your life.
You know, Billy, here at the Battle of the Brands, if you still have Ford, still have Chevrolet East Greenbush, we've had them going back and forth. We were talking about Ford Rangers a little while ago. GM and Chevy said, I ain't taking that. Put this in your pocket, right?
Chevy Malibu Classics, 10.9 buybacks, Tom. 05s. 05 Chevy Impalas. Somebody said 13.9. Forget it. 12.9, folks. Started at 12.9, 05 Impalas. Tom, that's less than half price they were 8 months ago. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know what Ford's going to come back with, and I'm sure it'll
be huge.
The Albany County District Attorney's Office is investigating allegations of conspiracy following an attack at a youth detention center in Rensselaerville. A 51-year-old female kitchen worker at Camp Cass was abducted and raped by 16-year-old inmate Michael Elston last December. The victim says state officials were aware of the potential dangers of assigning Elston to kitchen duty, but did nothing about it. Nelson has a past history of being violent towards females and was sentenced in July to 27 years in prison for that rape and kidnapping.
Fire-safe cigarettes are doing exactly what they were designed to do. Deaths from fires blamed on cigarettes fell by a third in New York last year, following a new law requiring tobacco companies to sell self-extinguishing cigarettes. The Center for a Tobacco-Free New York says the numbers are proof that fire-safe cigarettes can save lives. But state officials say they need more data before they can draw any conclusions.
The world is getting a close-up look at the men London police believe planned and executed the worst terrorist attack in that country's history. Take a look at pictures from surveillance cameras at the Luton station in London. This was taken 9 days before the deadly suicide bombings of July 7th. 3 men apparently on a dry run entering the station, going through the turnstiles here, eventually ending up inside the station onto the platform they went. They would later do the same thing at the King's Cross station. 9 days later, the men came back, but that time it was the real thing. This is the practice. This is the real thing. Police say they're still left with many chilling questions.
But we really need to know, did they meet anybody else? Where did they go during that time?
Police also found bombs in cars left behind at the station by the terrorists. The bombs primed to go off never did. Police found out about this terrorist practice session during a search of the suspects' homes when they found tickets and receipts from the train station that day.
North Korea is insisting tonight that it won't dismantle its nuclear reactor program until the U.S. gives it light water reactors for power production. This latest demand comes one day after a breakthrough agreement by the 6 nations involved in nuclear disarmament talks. Washington is rejecting the demand, saying it should stick to the agreement. Yesterday, North Korea pledged to abandon its weapons program and stop producing new weapons. The 6 nations will meet again in November.
Under pressure, Apple decides whether to raise prices for downloading songs for your iPod. We'll tell you what to expect.
Plus, colleagues and fans alike come together in New York City to honor the memory of ABC News anchorman Peter Jennings.
The men and women who build our homes and workplaces do so at great risk.
Falls from roofs, injuries from falling objects are far too common.
That's why construction injuries need special treatment under the law.
We know. We're Martin, Harding, and Mazzotti.
We've helped hundreds of injured construction workers get the money they need to pay their bills and keep their families together.
Don't lose all you work for over a work injury.
Call us, because every case deserves a heavy hitter.
The heavy hitters do it again. Call 1-800-LAW-1010.
My credit card company asked if I just bought an engagement ring in Rio de Janeiro. Someone out there was claiming to be me.
Identity thieves have lots of tricks. Your credit card company knows most of them.
I'm happy to say that engagement got postponed.
We head off thousands of fraudulent card uses every month, even outside the U.S.
Rio?
Your credit card companies.
Huck Finn's humongous garage sale was such a hit, he's doing it again this weekend. That's right, Huck has been swamped with customers pleading for another chance to take advantage of his garage sale, so he's repeating it this weekend. Besides everyday fantastic buys on chests and dressers, tables and chairs, desks and bookcases, beds and bedding, there'll be extra savings on overstocks, discontinued items, scratch and dent, and one-of-a-kind merchandise. Don't miss Huck Finn's famous garage sale. It's humongous.
The humongous savings store, Huck Finn's Warehouse and more.
Introducing the Total Value Promise.
From the award-winning quality of Buick, I promise.
I promise to stand behind your Buick.
With our 4-year, 50,000-mile new vehicle warranty.
And the serenity of a quiet-tuned interior.
I promise you the security of OnStar on new 2006 Buick models.
It's our Buick Total Value Promise to you.
Lease a new 2006 LaCrosse CX for as low as $249 per month. Call for details. See your Buick dealer today.
The demands to raise prices to download music on the iTunes website is falling on deaf ears.
Apple computer chief Steve Jobs is resisting music companies' demands to charge more for each song download. Songs on the iTunes website currently go for 99 cents each. Jobs warns a price hike would encourage piracy. He also says record companies already make more profit by selling songs through iTunes, and their desire to raise prices amounts only to greed.
Family and friends of the late ABC newsman Peter Jennings gathered in New York City today to pay tribute to him. The public memorial took place this morning at Carnegie Hall. The ceremony opened with members of the NYPD Emerald Society Pipe and Drum Corps, flanked by 2 Royal Canadian Mounted Police, that is. The anchor's life was recalled in music, poetry, and in loving memories from his friends and colleagues.
Others will step in and do his job with excellence. But no one can replace the unique person that was Peter.
But celebrating that life will be inevitably a bittersweet experience because it will remind us of how much we are going to miss him in our lives.
Jennings died last month from lung cancer. He was 67.
And now here's News 10 at 5:30.
Live from WTEN, Tracy Egan, Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo. This is News 10 at 5:30.
Hurricane Rita has become even more dangerous. The storm has reached a strength of Category 2 as it whips its way through southern Florida. Even more troublesome, more and more projections show Rita continuing on towards the Gulf Coast as it gets stronger. Some say it could unleash Category 3 rains and winds on areas already badly damaged by Hurricane Katrina. Senator Crawford has the latest from Sega Bay, Florida. That's a town just south of Miami.
Hurricane Rita and high tide arrived around the same time on the Florida Keys, bringing flooding from the Atlantic Ocean and Florida Bay. At least 8 segments of US 1, the only road through the Keys, were underwater or blocked by debris. All afternoon, tornado warnings were issued as Rita passed. South Florida got quite a soaking in many of the same areas Katrina hit last month. Power companies are out trying to restore electricity to thousands of homes and businesses. All this didn't stop some from venturing outside.
We just wanted to come check it out, see what was going on.
As Rita moves into the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, coastal communities from Texas to Mississippi are taking precautions, prompted by memories of Katrina and forecasts of a Category 3 hurricane. Evacuees from Katrina that were living in the Reliance Center in Houston have been moved to Arkansas.
Now, we hope and pray that Rita dissipates in the Gulf waters, but it's better to be safe than sorry. That's why the state has activated its Emergency Operations Center and is preparing to deploy ample resources, manpower, and equipment to meet any potential need.
Most of the severe weather will leave South Florida tonight. By morning, state officials will be able to begin damage assessment. 2,400 National Guard troops, along with some search and rescue teams, are on standby, along with hundreds of trucks full of ice and water. Sonia Crawford, ABC News, Saga Bay, Florida.
Hurricane Rita has people battening down the hatches along the Gulf Coast yet again. The latest development in New Orleans is that residents who were just invited back to inspect the damage caused by Hurricane Katrina are once again deciding whether to hunker down or get out of town. Mayor Ray Nagin is advising them to leave now, but many business owners say they don't want to leave their property vulnerable to more looting. President Bush today made his 5th trip to the areas devastated by Hurricane Katrina. This time he toured Gulfport, Mississippi. The president says he's seen progress on recovery being made on each trip. Meanwhile, First Lady Laura Bush is expressing her own views on the hurricane disaster. She says she hopes Americans will be patient and support the long-term recovery effort. Mrs. Bush says she also hopes the storm will bring more attention to the problems of poverty and racial inequality in the nation. For a look at the weather in our area now, let's turn to Jeff Smith for our first look at the weather.
Yeah, of course, Tracy, I have much more on Rita coming up in my full forecast, but there are a couple of showers into northern Berkshire County right now. Let's head over to our high-definition Doppler radar and zoom into that area. A little boundary moving on through a cold front, as a matter of fact. North Adams down to Florida and Adams, getting some heavier showers, but they're quick and they'll be moving out rather quickly off to the southeast at about 20 miles per hour. Checking out your forecast for tonight. Let's check out Rita on satellite picture first. You can see it moving south of the Florida Keys. The strongest part of the storm actually missed Key West. They had winds up to 60 and 70 miles per hour, but not the 100-mile-per-hour winds that are in the eye wall of that storm. And of course, I'll have much more on the track of Rita coming up in a few minutes. For tonight around here, that early isolated shower in the Berkshires, otherwise clearing out. A low temperature getting down to 55 in Albany, maybe down near 50 in the North Country. Tomorrow, 79, so a summer-like day tomorrow, and fall begins at 6:23 p.m. on Thursday. I'll have that intro to fall forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Tracy, back to you.
Thanks, Jeff. Damage caused by a water main break continues to tie up one of Troy's busiest roads. Take a look at where it happened, right here where Hoosick Street meets 15th Street. The break has been repaired, but crews are still patching up the road, and as a result, Hoosick Street remains closed from 10th Street all the way over to Burdett Avenue, and 15th Street is shut down from Peoples Avenue all the way up to Massachusetts Avenue. Dory Marlin has more on how businesses and residents are dealing with the inconvenience.
Plenty of this being seen and heard today in Troy as crews work to fix the area of Hoosick Street torn up after yesterday's water main break.
We stripped Hoosick Street from 15th down to the plaza, blacktop. Now we're going to sweep it, get it ready for paving.
Commissioner Murch says this stretch of Hoosick Street sees about 35,000 cars daily. And of course, the worst time during rush hour. That's why when this erupted around 4:30 yesterday afternoon, he knew that crews were going to have to work around the clock to get the job done. And that's exactly what happened. NIMO crews, water crews, about 35 to 40 people all working on the project. While they made their progress, it's no consolation for businesses in that area. Owners of this Super 7 market at the corner of Hoosick and 15th Street say that they've had no customers since the road shut down. And at this Hess station right across the street, a similar story.
It stopped our business, pretty much. There's no traffic coming in or out, so we're closed down for the most part.
But station owner Tony Casal says he does at least understand the situation.
It's not for a lack of work. These guys have been here all night long. I've been here watching them do it. They're doing a great job, but, you know, it takes time to do this stuff, and we understand that.
In Troy, Dory Marlin, News 10.
Take a look at new pictures of repairs that have just made their way into our newsroom. As you can see, they've made a lot of progress patching up the parts of the road that had to be torn apart to deal with the water main break. City officials in Troy say they plan to have that busy roadway back open by 10 o'clock tonight. The Rensselaer County Department of Health has issued a boil water advisory, though, for homes and businesses on Hoosick Street between 13th and 16th Streets. However, it is only an advisory. It is not mandatory. A New Hampshire paving company is being accused of trying to run a paving scam in the Bay State. Adams police have charged 20-year-old George Stanley of Pro Paving with attempted larceny. Police say the company tried to collect $7,000 from an elderly woman for a driveway job that only cost $2,500. Police are also looking into attempted scams in North Adams, Williamstown, and Savoy. Still no word on who's responsible for some mysterious dust that coated cars in the town of Moreau. But the town says if the State Department of Health does not provide the answer they want, they will hire their own expert. The dust was found to be a combination of calcium carbonate and calcium phosphate. Both are common and they're not toxic. What's not known is where the substances came from in the first week of August, and many residents say they'll continue to worry until the source of that dust is uncovered. Are some area sex offenders just too dangerous to ever truly be set free? We'll explain what New York lawmakers are considering to keep your kids safe. And local restaurants band together to help the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Plus, Jeff Smith will have your complete storm tracker forecast when we come back.
The GMC Sierra 1500 Extended Cab offers many advantages over the Ford F-150, like better fuel economy, more standard horsepower, and available OnStar, which makes Sierra the best buy from any angle. The employee discount has been extended on 05s and now includes every 06 Sierra. Get an 06 Sierra 1500 Extended Cab four-wheel drive SLE for $28,475. See the pros at your upstate GMC dealers by September 30th.
Considering vinyl siding for your home? With the high cost of fuel, vinyl siding doesn't just have to beautify, let it insulate. Residential Specialist's exclusive Vinyl Shield siding system comes with our Energy Star rated form-fitting insulation. Not only giving you the look and feel of real wood, but saving you huge fuel costs. Call now, receive a $50 gas card, free insulation, plus take an additional 10% off. Call 1-800-201-9091 for details.
Well, did you get them? Yeah. What do you think? They look great. How do they feel? They feel fine. How long do you have to wear them? Not long.
Hi, Megan. Braces.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now is the time to give your child a beautiful, confident smile. Northeast Orthodontic Associates offers no down payment and payments of $119 per month. Call 1-800-4-BRACES to schedule a complimentary consultation.
There's nothing like being the first. To see something, to drive something no one else has. Introducing Pontiac's new release party. Be one of the first to experience our new releases. The most new models in our history. Pontiac's new release party. Don't miss out.
With Pontiac's Total Value Promise, lease a G6 sedan for around $199 a month. Call for details. Visit your Performance Pontiac dealers.
And now, your News 10 Storm Tracker forecast with meteorologist Jeff Smith.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Kind of a split decision today. We had some nasty weather during the morning showers, a couple of thunderstorms, but that temperature made a late charge late in the afternoon as we cleared out, getting up into the upper 70s here in Albany. Let's take a look at your forecast for the next couple of days. For tonight, 55. There is a brief isolated shower up in the northern Berkshires. That would be the only area of rain for tonight. Tomorrow, 79 under sunny skies. Same thing for Thursday, except a few degrees warmer. We're up to 82 by then. You can see temperatures across the region right now up to 78 in Albany, 73 in Pittsfield. We're in the mid-70s from Bennington down to North Adams. 77 in Glens Falls, still sitting at the 82-degree mark in Poughkeepsie, and we're 76 out in the Connecticut River Valley in Westfield. There is that brief shower I was talking about. A heavy shower, but only lasting about 10 or 15 minutes right near the North Adams and Williamstown areas. And it's moving off to the south and east at about 20. So that'll be out of here. And as soon as that sun goes down, that will limit the chances of any other showers developing. This is the rain that moved on through earlier this morning, now moving off the New England coast. We have high pressure moving in from the Great Lakes right now. You see we're clear all the way out to Iowa and Minnesota, so we have some nice weather coming up for the next couple of days. Let's do what we've been doing all summer long, going down to the Gulf to see another tropical system. We have Rita, now just south of Key West. Again, the core of the storm missed Key West, so that's the good news. The bad news is it's moving over basically the high-octane fuel for these hurricanes, the really warm ocean waters of the Gulf of Mexico. And there's a little current out here called the loop current. Water temperatures are near 90 degrees, and as that hurricane moves over that area, it's probably going to strengthen explosively. Hurricane Rita right now winds at 100 miles per hour, moving off to the west at 15 miles per hour, and that would put it along the coast of Texas or perhaps as far north as western Louisiana by Saturday morning. If you're tracking it at home, 24.0 north and 82.2 west, winds of 100 right now, expected to potentially strengthen to 135, maybe 140 miles per hour by the time it reaches that really warm water in the western Gulf. So potentially getting up to a Category 4 hurricane. 7 o'clock tonight, any of the showers will probably ended by that point. You can see as we go through our futurecast here, really nothing much going on over the capital region. So a nice evening out there. And as we head into the day tomorrow, should be sunny, and the sunshine will help keep those temperatures up into the upper 70s and perhaps low 80s off to our south. By 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we're totally clear. No clouds in the entire state of New York. 71 at 8 o'clock tonight in Albany. You can see we get down into the middle 50s in the city, maybe some upper 40s and low 50s well up to our north. 50 in Manchester, Vermont by 5 o'clock Wednesday morning. 59 in Hudson, and then during the day on Wednesday, we're back up into the upper 70s and low 80s. Okay, here's your forecast for tonight. Maybe a shower early in the northern Berkshires, otherwise clearing. 73 at 7 o'clock. We're 63 by midnight. 55 should do it for our low at 5 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're 57. A lot of sunshine tomorrow, 70 by noontime, and 79 by 5 o'clock. Again, fall officially beginning on 6/23 on Thursday. 82 for your high, so some summer-like weather as we head into fall. Maybe a shower late Thursday night into Friday morning, and then here comes fall. A little bit of a delay. We're in the upper 60s for your highs on the weekend. Should be a dry weekend, increasing clouds on Sunday, though, and there could be some showers by Monday. Tuesday, highs only in the middle 60s, lows at night in the upper 40s. It had to come, and unfortunately, this weekend might be the time.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot. The economic effects of Katrina didn't keep the Federal Reserve from raising interest rates for the 11th time in 15 months. Today, the Fed raised the key rate which banks charge each other for short-term interest loans another 0.25% to 3 3/4%. The federal funds rate is now at its highest level since just before 9/11. Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan says Katrina's impact will likely be temporary and that more rate hikes could be coming to curb inflation. Coming up here on News 10 at 5:30, you can help the victims of Hurricane Katrina simply by going out to eat. We'll explain how. And a local theater gets a big fundraising boost. Stay tuned.
Since we introduced the Ford Family Plan, thousands of people in the upstate region have joined in on the savings. And now, we're extending the plan. That's right, you still have time to get the same low prices Ford employees pay. You'll get our discounts on the entire family of 2005 Ford cars and trucks remaining in stock, plus up to $4,000 cash back. That's it. No hassles, no gimmicks. Just the best deal on the best-selling cars and trucks in America. So visit your upstate Ford store today and welcome to the family.
Here's comforting news. Roland J. Downs Service Experts, the most trusted name in heating and cooling, now serves the Glens Falls and Pittsfield areas. With home heating costs at all-time highs, they'll install a new high-efficiency heating system and save you money this winter. And you stay in comfort with highly trained, certified technicians, more than any other local company. Depend on Roland J. Down no matter where you call home.
Keeping you in comfort all year round. Roland J. Down.
I love your earthy fragrance, portobello, shiitake, and oyster too. I love our butter and garlic romance. Your rich flavors are always so true.
Hannaford feeds your desire for the freshest produce to make any meal more memorable.
I love when you curl up by the fire. A splash of wine makes everything right. I love when you join me for dinner, sharing the warmth of soft candlelight.
Hannaford, for the love of food.
We're clearing out the 2005 Mercury models, so time is short to join the Lincoln Mercury family and pay the same low clearance prices we pay. Through October 3rd, get our model year-end discounts on Mountaineer with seating for up to 7, the Compact Mariner, Innovative Montego, Spacious Grand Marquis, Value Pack Sable, and Versatile Monterey. Now through October 3rd, drive Montego at this model year-end Lincoln Mercury family plan price. No hassles, no gimmicks, and no waiting, because these discounts end October 3rd.
The latest group of people to extend a helping hand to Hurricane Katrina survivors are the people who run and patronize restaurants in Saratoga Springs. Patrons of the Circus Cafe on Broadway promise they'll be back to dine tomorrow night to help the Red Cross disaster relief efforts.
Anything to assist a disaster that's affecting all of us around the United States.
32 restaurants have posted signs pledging Spa City to help the Big Easy by donating 1/4 of one evening's proceeds. It's an idea cooked up by Circus Cafe's owners, Crystal and Colin McLean, not going over a menu, but watching the television coverage of Hurricane Katrina.
It struck us that, New Orleans is a city that's all about hospitality and tourism, and we really just were moved to want to help. And we thought that it was fitting that our city of Saratoga Springs and our hospitality and tourism industry reach out to theirs in any way that we could.
The McLeans say they contacted every restaurant in Saratoga and almost all decided to take part. Wednesday is normally a quiet night once the flat track closes, but Circus Cafe will be staffed like it's Travers Night in August.
I think the hospitality industry in the racing city is just superb, and this is just one more example of it.
After all the politics has gone and the dust has cleared, it will really be about Americans helping Americans, and that's the way we should do. Because the eyes of the world are on us right now to see how we fare when we really have to help one another.
For a complete list of the restaurants taking part in the program, you can visit our website, www.WTEN.com. Click on the link section and look for the heading Food Fundraiser. Proctor's Theater in Schenectady will be able to keep its renovation project going while it continues to raise funds, thanks to a bridge loan from KeyBank. The bank's providing the theater with $5.5 million in financing. Proctor's $22.5 million renovation project includes a larger stage, retail and circulation space, and a 450-seat multifunctional theater with large-screen cinema technology. A joint study program now gives Albany College of Pharmacy students the chance to study medical law at Albany Law School. Under the program, pharmacy students who maintain good grades and pass their LSATs will spend their senior year at the law school. The program will also allow students to shave 1 year off their college careers if they pursue a law degree. The College of Pharmacy has similar joint study agreements with other colleges in our region. Should sex offenders be confined even after they've done their time? Coming up, New York lawmakers consider a controversial proposal that some say is needed to keep kids safe. And later, Google goes wireless. Stay tuned.
You can see we had a cold front move on through during the day today. A couple of scattered showers during the morning, now clearing out. But of course, all eyes on the Gulf Coast are on the progress of Hurricane Rita.
Tonight at 6, a lasting headache for downtown drivers and businesses. How a water main break is affecting one local community. Plus, dining out to donate. Local restaurants cooking up a huge Katrina relief benefit. Starting at 6 on News 10.
Don't forget to get your best deal at Hyundai September Clearance, where right now you can get up to $4,000 cash back on models across the lot. You'll save big on the Hyundai Santa Fe V6, with Hyundai's award-winning quality that lets us offer America's best warranty. So don't wait. Clearance time is the best time to buy. But take note, Hyundai September Clearance ends September 30th at Hyundai. During Hyundai September Clearance, get up to $4,000 cash back. So hurry to your Hyundai dealer.
Oh, Bob, I love your report.
Oh, great.
Here you go. Oh, thanks.
Hey, Stu.
Hey, sorry I'm late. Leave me alone.
$500.
No way.
All right, 1,000. A cow right here.
So how would you spend $1 million? Play Spread the Wealth from the New York Lottery, and you'll have 12 chances to find out.
So how much did Mike pay you to wear that? Who's Mike?
It's a humongous opportunity buy of the week. The look of Shaggy's back. 5x8 area rug. Wow, just $188.
Buckfin's Warehouse and more.
Chevy offers 9 models that get 30 highway miles per gallon or better. And we have the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. We've always broken the rules. Now we're rewriting them with the Chevy employee discount for everyone. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. Now get an 05 Malibu sedan for a Chevy employee discount price of $15,684 after cash back. See your local Chevy dealer.
Coming up at 6 on News 10.
Children killed in a fire in Schenectady. Tonight, the investigation is trying to answer questions. We'll tell you what those questions are, let you know about some answers, too. Good evening, I'm Terry McSweeney. Also tonight on News 10 at 6, we'll have these stories for you.
Cohoes police believe they have a suspect in the murder of a Cohoes woman. That suspect, her husband. I'm Jeff Stecker. I'll have that story coming up.
These folks are from Saratoga County, and their son has done something spectacular. You've got to watch the videotape to really appreciate. Are you proud of him?
Absolutely.
I'm John McLaughlin. I'll show you the videotape and have the story coming up on News 10.
It is great video. News 10 at 6 in just a few minutes. Tracy.
Thanks, Terry. Today, some New York lawmakers began trying to push to pass a controversial bill that would protect more people, they say, from sexual predators. Assembly Republicans have announced that they have more than 15,000 signatures from concerned citizens who support the idea of civil confinement for sex offenders. Civil confinement would put the worst sex offenders in a secure facility after being released from prison if they're at high risk of offending again. Lawmakers say now is the time to act.
The time for idle discussion is past. The people of New York State need, in fact, they deserve action on these important measures.
Also included on the petitions are proposals to strengthen Megan's Law by keeping track of sex offenders' whereabouts to prohibit them from living near schools. A Columbia County reform school rocked by scandal is laying off workers. The Berkshire Farm Residential Youth Center in Canaan told employees last night that 17 teachers, assistants, and other workers would be let go. The number of students sent to the school has been declining since the publication of a newspaper expose detailing accusations of sexual abuse, assaults, and drug dealing in the residential cottages. A Vermont Army National Guard member from New York State has been killed in Iraq. The National Guard says 27-year-old First Lieutenant Mark Dooley of Wallkill in Ulster County was killed yesterday morning by a bomb. Military officials say Lieutenant Dooley was on a routine patrol in Ramadi when the bomb went off. Dooley was a member of the 3rd Battalion, 172nd Mountain Infantry of Vermont. Meanwhile, the U.S. military says 5 more American soldiers have been killed in action in Iraq. 4 U.S. Army soldiers attached to the Marines died in 2 separate roadside bombings near Ramadi, and a 5th soldier from the 18th Military Police Brigade died in a blast north of Baghdad. Those deaths pushed the total American military soldiers killed in Iraq to more than 1,900. A final pretrial hearing is scheduled today for Army Private Lindy England, who is charged with abusing prisoners at Abu Ghraib prison. In May, England tried to plead guilty as part of a plea bargain, but her lead lawyer says there will be no deal this time around. England faces charges of conspiracy, mistreating Iraqi prisoners, and committing an indecent act. Jury selection and opening statements are expected tomorrow at Fort Hood, Texas. The trial is expected to wrap up by the end of the month. Famed Nazi hunter Simon Wiesenthal has died. Wiesenthal survived the German concentration camps during World War II and afterwards dedicated his life to tracking down those responsible for the murder of 6 million Jews and 5 million others. He helped to bring more than 1,100 Nazis to justice, including Adolf Eichmann, the architect of the Holocaust. Wiesenthal died in his sleep in Vienna. He was 96. Google gets even bigger. The company that helps you search the web could soon get you on the internet wirelessly. Details when we come back.
Tomorrow should be a repeat of your Monday. A lot of sunshine out there, maybe a few fair weather clouds, but temperatures getting up near the 80-degree mark. So get out and enjoy it.
Yes, it's on. Word is born to the break of dawn. Got the mic in my hand and the crowd is mine. Let me spit it to you one more time.
With its heavy power and muscular styling.
Nice car, mister.
Nice bike. It can make anyone feel like one bad dude. Charger, unleashed.
At Raymore and Flanagan, time is money. Presenting a one-day sale with our most powerful offer. This Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., every single item in the store will be marked down. More styles, more savings, guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Plus interest-free financing for 2 full years with no deposit necessary. The one-day sale ends Wednesday at 10 p.m. only at Raymore and Flanagan.
With the high cost of fuel, vinyl siding doesn't just have to beautify, let it insulate.
The furnace is not clicking on quite as often as it used to. Could change my heating bill. Yeah, and the air conditioning bill, too.
Residential Specialist Vinyl Shield Siding includes our form-fitting insulation, the look and feel of real wood, saving huge fuel costs. Call now, receive a $50 gas card, free insulation plus 10% off. Call 1-800-201-9091.
It's been a great summer with Employee Pricing Plus. It's been a huge success, and the 2005 models are going fast. Because right now, during the final days of Employee Pricing Plus at your Chrysler or Jeep dealership, the deals have gotten even better. The remaining 2005 models won't last long, so hurry in now for the best selection. Remember,
If you can find a better car, buy it.
So I'd say if you can find a better car, buy it.
If the ride is more fly, then you must buy.
That's what I hear.
It looks like online giant Google is expanding its services once again. Internet snoops have uncovered pages on the company's main site touting a new product called Google Wi-Fi. The service would presumably offer users a secure wireless internet connection. Google has already launched an instant messenger and internet phone system. Some investors are excited about the growth, but others worry the company is straying too far from its roots as a web-based search engine. Let's strain over to the Weather Center right now and see what kind of weather's in store for us. Here is Jeff Smith.
Yeah, good to see the whole world's just being Googled right up. Let's go from Google over to Viper right now and check out your high-definition Doppler. That was a great segue, right? Let's check out your high-definition Doppler radar. We have a couple of showers into northern Berkshire County, the extreme northeastern tip of Berkshire County, right near the town of Florida, or just south of there. They're moving off to the east right now, so they should be moving. Actually, there you go. The image just updated, and they are out of Berkshire County, so we don't have any showers in the viewing area right now, and things should be clearing out overnight. Let's check out your forecast. 73 at 7 o'clock, clearing skies. 63 by midnight, and we're 55 by 5 o'clock in the morning under mainly clear conditions. Clear skies tonight, leading to a sunny day for tomorrow. A high temperature getting up to 79. Fall begins early Thursday evening at 6:23 p.m. High temperature getting up to 82. There could be a shower late Thursday night into Friday morning with a pretty vigorous cold front. And that will introduce true fall-like weather. We're 71 for your high on Friday. And high temperatures over the weekend only in the mid to upper 60s for Saturday and Sunday. We have increasing clouds on Sunday. Look at the lows at night getting down into the middle and upper 40s, probably some upper 30s in the Adirondacks. Our next shot at rain comes in by Monday. High temperature getting up to 69, 65 on Tuesday. And of course, we're all going to be watching the progress of Hurricane Rita. Right now, it looks like it would make landfall on Saturday somewhere along the Texas coast, and then we'll have to watch where the remnants of Rita go thereafter. That is your 7-day forecast. The news at 6 is right now.
Live from WTEN, the news team that's leading the way in local news coverage. This is News 10 at 6.
It was a tragedy that took 2 young lives.
Tonight, police and fire investigators are looking for answers in the fire that killed a 3-year-old boy and his not quite 2-year-old sister. Christy Mazurek has more.
Candles and a teddy bear now mark a place in front of the home where they died. And now the fatal fire has left a mark on the hearts and minds of so many.
It's very dark, smoke, extremely hot. I thought I heard a child yelling.
Schenectady County Inspector Richard Vore remembers the moments from yesterday that are now played back by tragic scenes today. Siding peeling from their brick base. Bricks burned so hot they transformed into charred clumps. He flashes back to the fire. Driving near Strong Street, he saw smoke and a mother outside her home.
Yelling, my babies are inside. I did hear her screaming. That's got me even more to search, and that's what bothered me. I couldn't find them.
2 tries, but the heat and smoke were too much. 3-year-old Paul Thomas and his 23-month-old sister, Shadea, died inside. Today, investigators try to find the reason for the fire. Meanwhile, this upstairs tenant who didn't want to talk on camera tells News 10 she's trying to find a reason why she and her son managed to escape from a second-floor flat, but the kids downstairs didn't. And for her and others, they're still trying to find the reason why.
And these kids, they didn't deserve to die this way.
Now, that tenant tells News 10 they did have smoke detectors, but they were not going off during the fire. Meanwhile, autopsy reports are in. The Schenectady County coroner says the children died of smoke inhalation. Christy Mazurek, News 10.
They were married just 2 months. Tonight, a Cohoes woman is dead, and her husband under arrest for murder. Jeff Stecker has the latest.
This is an intimate partner relationship that resulted here in a homicide.
And now 31-year-old David Paradise sits in the Albany County Jail, charged with second-degree murder in the death of Melissa Paradise, the woman he married just 2 months ago. Monday afternoon, New York State Police from the Malone Barracks contacted Cohoes Police. They said they'd been talking with David Paradise.
The sum and substance of the conversation was, in fact, that there may have been a homicide.
The officers arrived at the scene, made entry to the apartment. They verified that there, in fact, had been a homicide.
The victim's grandmother lives on the first floor of that apartment building. The victim and her husband lived on the second floor. Now, authorities believe that David Paradise killed his wife, Melissa, on Saturday night, but he didn't actually leave the apartment until sometime Monday morning. Authorities won't comment if there is a history of domestic abuse in the relationship, but they do say the victim suffered multiple stab wounds.
Based upon the investigation and the work that was put into this, I believe we have enough to go forward into the grand jury possibly this week.
Now, police believe Paradise fled to Malone, New York to be with his father. They're still trying to determine a possible motive. Paradise is being held in the Albany County Jail without bail. Jeff Stecker, News 10.
They say any landing you can walk away from is a good one. A Shenandoah graduate found that out the hard way. In the cockpit of this plane near Daytona, Florida, is Jason Messenger of Malton, one of his students. You know what they were doing? Practicing emergency landings when the landing gear really failed to lock in place. So Jason and his student made a couple low passes. You see how low they got, so crews could see what was going on underneath. Then they came up with a plan. Here's the plan. 2 other airport workers grabbed a Jeep, and they were going to go at 65 miles an hour underneath the plane, reach up somehow, and fix things, trying to avoid the propeller. Here's the reality of the situation. Using a pole borrowed from firefighters on the scene, they reached up, and they did it. They pulled the landing gear down, locked it into place. Something, as John McLaughlin found out, Jason's parents are very grateful for.
Video footage, you see the plane kind of coming past.
Jason Messenger's parents tell me they always knew their son was a cool customer.
Well, I'm a proud mama. You know, it didn't surprise me. I've flown with him.
He's steady, he's confident.
And he said, I just want to let you know that I'm perfectly fine.
David and Pamela Messenger of Malta say that Jason was nonchalant when he called to warn them there might be news coverage of his amazing maneuver. The Messengers, however, are well aware that the incident could have ended tragically.
And then you start seeing the video. You think about it and you're grateful that God kept him safe.
I mean, it's my job.
Jason told me over the phone that he got good training at Richmore Aviation, where he soloed while still a senior at Shenandoah. Later, Schenectady County Community College, and then a flight school in Florida. And he insists that this little exercise was not all that spectacular among professional pilots.
It's not quite as challenging as it may seem to the average person, but that's only because I've been doing it so much.
He's always told us that you always want to keep your passengers safe, and if you can save the plane, you want to save the plane. So the fact that he was able to do both was a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Wonderful indeed. Now, when he finally landed the plane safely, Jason was so excited that he smashed his fist against the windshield. He cracked the windshield and he split his hand open. When the doctor at the hospital asked him how it happened, he told him it would take too long to explain and he might not believe it anyway. Live in the newsroom, John McLaughlin, News 10.
Well, plenty of headaches today for both businesses and residents in Troy as a major thoroughfare remains shut down for repairs. Hoosick Street from 10th Street to Burdett Avenue has been completely shut down since a water main broke there yesterday afternoon. 15th Street from Peoples to Massachusetts Avenue is also closed as a result. But late today, the city announced that barring any complications, the road will reopen tonight at 10 o'clock. The main itself was fixed early this morning, but there's still plenty of work left to do to repair the road. Business owners in that area say those repairs just aren't leaving many customers.
Stopped our business. Pretty much. There's no traffic coming in or out, so we're closed down for the most part.
These guys are wanting to work hard, not only to get it open for the 30,000 cars that use the street today, but for these two businesses that have really treated us well the last 24 hours.
Mayor Harry Tatunjan credits the city's planning for such fast work on the road, which will reopen in time for tomorrow's morning commute. There was a strange sight for drivers going past the Stewarts on Columbia Street in Cohoes. This afternoon around 4 o'clock, there was a pickup truck sticking out of the building, which is near the intersection with Baker Avenue. No one was hurt. The building is being checked for structural damage. No word yet on what caused the driver to hit the building. But Stewart says the store will likely reopen tonight.
The Albany County District Attorney's Office is investigating allegations of conspiracy following an attack at a youth detention center in Rensselaerville. A 51-year-old woman who worked in the kitchen at Camp Cass was abducted and raped by 16-year-old inmate Michael Elston last December. And the victim says state officials were aware of the potential dangers of assigning Elston to kitchen duty, but they didn't do anything about it. Elston has a past history of being violent towards females and was sentenced in July to 27 years in prison for the rape and the kidnapping.
Hurricane Rita is packing a punch. She's a Category 2 and she could be headed for the Gulf. We'll have the latest coming up.
Then there's less than a month until a new law makes sweeping changes to the bankruptcy process. We'll break it down for you.
Let's go ahead and watch the progression of that cloud cover today. Moved in during the morning, a couple of showers, a few thunderstorms as well, but it's moving on out and we should have clearing skies for the night tonight.
Considering vinyl siding for your home? With the high cost of fuel, vinyl siding doesn't just have to beautify, let it insulate. Residential Specialist's exclusive Vinyl Shield siding system comes with our Energy Star rated form-fitting insulation. Not only giving you the look and feel of real wood, but saving you huge fuel costs. Call now, receive a $50 gas card, free insulation, plus take an additional 10% off. Call 1-800-201-9091 for details.
We're clearing out the 2005 Mercury models, so time is short to join the Lincoln Mercury family and pay the same low clearance prices we pay. Through October 3rd, get our model year-end discounts on Mountaineer with seating for up to 7, the Compact Mariner, Innovative Montego, Spacious Grand Marquis, Value Pack Sable, and Versatile Monterey. Now through October 3rd, drive Montego at this model year-end Lincoln Mercury family plan price. No hassles, no gimmicks, and no waiting, because these discounts end October 3rd.
East-West Catering.
Hello, a person who is deaf or hard of hearing is calling you through New York Relay. This is operator 1400.
It's a call through New York Relay. She wants to know if we've received a relay call before.
Yes, thank you. Go ahead. We need to have a party catered for 200 guests.
When you hear New York Relay, a deaf, hard of hearing, or speech-disabled person is calling you. It's not a telemarketing call, so please don't hang up. It could be the most important call of the day.
And you almost didn't take her call.
It's Bassett's anniversary, and we're celebrating with our biggest sale of the year, only at Huck Finn's Warehouse and More. Save up to 20% on bedrooms, up to 20% off dining rooms. Design your own living room from over 1,000 fabrics. Even the custom upholstery is 20% off. Take advantage of special interest-free financing just for this event. It's Bassett's biggest sale of the year, the anniversary sale, only at Home with Bassett, only at Huck Finn's Warehouse and More.
Home with Bassett, like never before.
The Army Corps of Engineers has stepped up efforts to fortify New Orleans' weakened levees, but officials say even a glancing blow from Hurricane Rita could cause another round of flooding in this already devastated city. Earlier today, Rita was upgraded to a Category 2 storm with winds up to 100 miles an hour. She could be a Category 4 tomorrow afternoon. Those winds and heavy rain hit the Florida Keys today, and mandatory evacuations have already been issued in Galveston, Texas. President Bush made his 5th visit to the Gulf today. He met with business owners in Gulfport, Mississippi, and in New Orleans, struggling in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. People who came back to New Orleans this week, well, they're being asked to evacuate again, and thousands of people have already fled the Florida Keys.
Somehow people might think that a Category 1 or 2 force storm is something that is not that big of a deal. It is. We have too much experience to know that. No otherwise. So I urge people to take this storm seriously.
Katrina has forced another upheaval. Organizers of the Sugar Bowl say they will play the game in either Baton Rouge or Atlanta after being forced out of the Superdome in New Orleans by the aftermath of the devastating storm.
The hospitality industry in Saratoga Springs is reaching out to victims of Hurricane Katrina by cooking up a storm. 32 restaurants have agreed to donate a fourth of their proceeds from one evening to Red Cross Disaster Relief. The Circus Cafe is spearheading the fundraiser.
Well, I think it's appropriate, given the huge spectrum of devastation and disaster, for any community to help. But in particular, I think Saratoga Springs, obviously, is also based on tourism and on hospitality and opening their arms to others, just like New Orleans. So it's especially appropriate, I think, for Saratoga to do something.
29 restaurants will donate proceeds from tomorrow night to the Red Cross. For a complete list of the restaurants taking part in the program, visit our website, WTEN.com. Click on the link section and look for the heading Food Fundraiser.
Gas prices, which skyrocketed after Katrina hit, are down 3 cents since yesterday, but Senate Majority Leader Joe Bruno says they aren't falling fast enough. Today, he announced a plan that would provide some relief at the pump and ease skyrocketing home heating costs for senior citizens. The Senate's plan would cap state and local taxes on gas, saving consumers some $90 million for the remainder of the year. And if gas prices stay near the $3 mark, the plan could save New Yorkers $400 million next year. Right now, the state assembly doesn't have any plans to introduce similar legislation, but hearings are in the works.
The high cost of gas may be hurting you a bit financially, but if you find your finances in critical condition, you may start to think about declaring bankruptcy. As Scott Patterson explains, the entire bankruptcy process is about to undergo drastic changes.
It can start with a maxed out credit card. You apply for another, then another, and before you know it, your debt is out of control. For many in this situation, bankruptcy has always been a way to get a clean start. But as of October 17th, a new federal law overhauls the entire bankruptcy process.
There's a lot of provisions in the bill that are just going to make it more difficult for people to seek bankruptcy relief.
It's all going to hinge on your state's median income level. In New York, that hovers around $36,000. If you make more than that, you will no longer be able to file for bankruptcy after the changes go into effect October 17th. Instead, you'll have to file a debt reorganization plan, which means you'll have to pay back what you owe little by little. If you make less than the median income, you will still be able to file for bankruptcy. However, the process becomes much more time-consuming. There'll be a lot more paperwork, and you'll also have to take part in consumer counseling, where you'll learn ways to better manage your finances. The median income requirements change if you're part of a household. It's one of many complicating factors that are keeping bankruptcy attorneys like Michael O'Connor very busy, as people have many questions.
They probably should meet with an attorney as soon as possible, just so they can discuss their options, because some of those options are going to be gone come October 17th.
Scott Patterson, News 10.
The last day to file under the current rules, Friday, October 14th. This is the first overhaul of the bankruptcy system since the late 70s.
There's sure to be the best seats in the house. Coming up, how Albany is planning to fix its bleacher problem at Bleecker Stadium.
Our satellite picture showing that high pressure is going to be coming into control for tonight, into tomorrow and Thursday. Some nice days coming up, but of course all eyes are on Hurricane Rita. I'll have much more on the tropics coming up after the break. Stay tuned.
First, though, stocks closed lower today after the Federal Reserve raised short-term rates for the 11th straight time since June of last year. Take a look at the final numbers.
She was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 years ago.
She remains cancer-free.
She was treated at St. Peter's Hospital.
Featuring the nationally accredited St. Peter's Cancer Care Center.
The region's most comprehensive cancer center.
World-class diagnostics.
The most advanced treatments.
Dedicated professionals. She was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 years ago.
She remains cancer-free.
We're fighting the war on cancer and winning.
St. Peter's Cancer Care Center. The science of medicine. The compassion to heal.
Since we introduced the Ford Family Plan, thousands of people in the upstate region have joined in on the savings. And now, we're extending the plan. That's right, you still have time to get the same low prices Ford employees pay. You'll get our discounts on the entire family of 2005 Ford cars and trucks remaining in stock, plus up to $4,000 cash back. That's it. No hassles, no gimmicks. Just the best deal on the best-selling cars and trucks in America. So visit your upstate Ford store today, and welcome to the family.
Go for the healthy one with the real meat and veggies.
Don't spend that kind of money on me.
Cough up the dough. I want firm muscles and a shiny coat.
Save the money. It adds up.
Now you don't have to choose between premium nutrition and a low price. New Dad's Healthy Home Style is scientifically formulated to be highly digestible and is made with whole grains, real beef, peas, and carrots.
Now we're talking.
Yes, sirree.
Dad's Healthy Home Style. Nutrition you can trust at a price you can afford.
Hi, Jake.
Joe.
They come running just as fast as they can. 'Cause every girl crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
Nobody in America offers greater value in famous brand menswear than S&K. Like new styles from Kilburn and Finch. 2 suits, 2 shirts, 2 ties, all for $250.
'Cause every girl crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
S&K Men's Stores. Dress sharp.
Sharp-dressed man. Sharp-dressed man.
And now, your News 10 Storm Tracker forecast with meteorologist Jeff Smith.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. A lot of weather to cover. Thankfully, not much around here, more down in the tropics. Let's get right to your forecast first. For tonight, 8 o'clock, 70. We'll have clearing skies. We're clear by midnight, a temperature of 63, and by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, 57 degrees. So getting a little bit cooler tonight than it has been the last couple of nights because we will be clearing out. Right now, we have a temperature of 75 in Albany. The temperature kind of made a late charge today. We had the early morning showers, a couple of thunderstorms, keeping it relatively cool. Around 5 o'clock, that temperature spiked up to 78. Now again, back down into the middle 70s. 73 from Glens Falls down to Bennington. 81 in Poughkeepsie. And we're in the low 70s from North Adams down to Pittsfield. That was the last area to clear out. And in fact, we have had a couple of showers over northern Berkshire County, but those have exited the county during the past half hour and moved into central portions of Massachusetts. We have high pressure in control right now all through the Great Lakes and clear skies all the way back towards Minnesota and Iowa. So a nice couple of days coming up and very summer-like considering we're going to be heading into fall on Thursday. We'll have temperatures up near the 80-degree mark. Here is Hurricane Rita right now. Just got unofficial ham radio reports from Key West, Florida of sustained winds of 75 miles per hour with gusts up to 102. Now, they didn't get within that core of 100-mile-per-hour sustained winds, but they are within the envelope of hurricane force winds as Rita heads off to the west. And you can see over the past couple of hours, it is becoming a little bit more symmetrical, a little bit more organized, and you can see that eye really beginning to develop, again, just southwest of Key West, Florida. It's going to be moving over some incredibly warm water over the Gulf of Mexico. It's moving west at 15 miles per hour. Winds are at 100. You won't see that for a couple days because this is going to be strengthening into 130 to 140 mile per hour hurricane before potentially making landfall on Saturday, anywhere from western Louisiana all the way down to about Corpus Christi, Texas. So anywhere on the Texas coast really could be under the gun by the weekend. For tonight, mainly clear skies out there. Again, that high pressure moving in, kind of limiting that cloud development. By early tomorrow morning, you'll wake up to a lot of sunshine, maybe a couple of fair weather clouds during your afternoon, but otherwise a very nice day for the middle part of the week. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we're mainly clear here in the capital region. Temperatures tonight starting off in the lower 70s, getting down into the mid-50s in Albany, maybe upper 40s and low 50s way up in the North Country by 5 o'clock in the morning. And then we get back up into the upper 70s and approaching 80, especially from Albany on southward during tomorrow afternoon. 81 your temperature in Hudson by that point. 55 tonight, an isolated shower early. That has moved on out, otherwise clearing. Wind coming in from the west at 5 to 10. For tomorrow, 79, a lot of sunshine and pleasant. That west wind coming in at 10 to 15. Another nice one coming up for Thursday. Fall begins at 6:23 p.m. on Thursday evening, maybe a shower Thursday night, and that will usher in some very fall-like weather for the weekend. Saturday, only 67, we're 69 on Sunday. Should be dry. We'll have increasing clouds on Sunday, though, and there could be some rain by Monday. And, of course, again, all eyes will be on Rita down in the Gulf.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot. It may not have technically been a home game last night,
But the Meadowlands sure looked like home sweet home for the Giants. Brian Sinkoff has more on that next.
Hannaford's got what I'm hungering for. Steaks, chops, burgers, and more. Thick, juicy, and delicious to the core. It smells so sweet, that sizzling sound. Come, hungry children, come gather round.
Hannaford knows how meat lovers feel, and we're here to feed your passion.
Every forkful's a ticket to paradise. Lip-smacking satisfaction, oh, so nice.
Hannaford, for the love of food.
At Raymore and Flanagan, time is money. Presenting a one-day sale with our most powerful offer. This Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., every single item in the store will be marked down. More styles, more savings, guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Plus interest-free financing for 2 full years with no deposit necessary. The one-day sale ends Wednesday at 10 p.m. only at Raymore and Flanagan.
It's been a great summer with Employee Pricing Plus. It's been a huge success, and the 2005 models are going fast. Because right now, during the final days of Employee Pricing Plus at your Chrysler or Jeep dealership, the deals have gotten even better. The remaining 2005 models won't last long, so hurry in now for the best selection. Remember,
if you can find a better car, buy it.
So I'd say if you can find a better car, buy it.
If the ride is more fly, then you must buy.
That's what I hear.
Blue Shield of Northeastern New York, always working to keep you healthy.
On paper, last night's game at the Meadowlands was a home game for the New Orleans Saints, but the score didn't reflect that at the end of 4 quarters. Brian Sinkoff was there, and he joins us now. Brian.
Yeah, Giants Stadium, home of the Giants, the Jets, and at least for one night, hey, home of the Saints. Last night's Saints-Giants game supposed to be played Sunday down in New Orleans, but due to the damage caused by Hurricane Katrina, the Saints not going to have any home games this year. All the games on the road for them. So the Meadowlands converted into like a makeshift venue for the out-of-towners, if you will. United Way handing out over 1,000 tickets to victims of Hurricane Katrina. Those Saints fans out in full force last night. However, their club fell behind early, could never quite get back into it. Tiki Barber, a couple touchdowns for him. Giants roll over the Saints 27-10. Not a great home opener for the pseudo-home team. How about for this team, playing on the road like this, a home game? What were the emotions like?
I mean, we got emotions we're going to have to deal with. Especially this season, there's just stuff we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to put up with it, come together as a team and fight through everything.
Is that bringing you guys closer?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, they've been through a lot, and they put up a great fight today. I mean, they were, executing really well. It was really impressive to see how they, kind of held together throughout the whole ordeal.
Meanwhile, the game providing a backdrop for the NFL's fundraising efforts. The league held a telethon during last night's Monday night affair to raise money for the Hurricane Katrina victims. Let me take you back out to the Meadowlands. Former President George Bush on hand for the coin toss. Harry Connick Jr. and Branford Marsalis, both natives of New Orleans, performing the national anthem. And at halftime, the band Three Doors Down taking the stage. They grew up just 20 miles east of Biloxi, Mississippi. Band members' homes suffering some damage during the storm, and now money from their current tour will go directly to relief efforts taking place in their very own backyards.
The house I grew up in, it was gone now. It was totally just washed away. And the house I live in now took 8 feet of water. But compared to everyone else on the coast, I did pretty well because I can't live there, but I can actually rebuild it.
In all, the NFL has donated more than $11 million to Hurricane Katrina relief. Brian Sinkoff, News 10 Sports.
Albany's Bleecker Stadium will get a bleacher makeover in November. The stadium's decaying concrete bleachers will be replaced after the fall sports seasons are over. The bleachers were closed after a fan fell through a rotting section back in August, sustaining minor injuries to his leg. The city has so far spent about $20,000 on temporary bleachers around the football field. Those bleachers will remain in place until the permanent ones are built again in November. The former Mary McClellan Hospital in Cambridge has been repeatedly vandalized in recent weeks by police suspect kids. The closed down hospital is due to become an assisted living facility. The damage has been done over the last month and a half with about $1,000 in broken windows in the kitchen, dining room, main building, and outbuilding. Video surveillance cameras have now been installed to try to combat the problem.
Fire-safe cigarettes are doing exactly what they were designed to do. Deaths from fires blamed on cigarettes fell by 1/3 in New York last year when a new law required tobacco companies to sell self-extinguishing cigarettes. The Center for Tobacco-Free New York says the numbers are proof that fire-safe cigarettes can save lives. But state officials say they need more data before they can draw any conclusions. New York was the first state to require tobacco companies to sell the safer cigarettes.
The investigation into the deaths of 2 Schenectady children and Hurricane Rita packing a bigger punch.
We'll recap our top stories next.
Taking one more look at your 7-day forecast, a couple of nice days coming up for tomorrow and Thursday, upper 70s and low 80s, maybe a shower Thursday night. That will be a cold front ushering in much cooler air for the weekend.
What do you want for lunch today? Lunch? I don't know. I definitely feel like something. Yep, me too. Oh, can't figure it out. Should we drive? Let's walk. What? Walk. You want to walk? Yeah, let's walk.
Feel like chicken? Then try one of McDonald's new premium chicken sandwiches. 3 tasty choices served grilled or crispy, all on a delicious honey-wheat roll.
No Venetian blinds. That's why Geico.com is so simple. Or is it because you can get help if you need it and get a free rate quote in minutes? 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Simple as that.
It's been a great summer with Employee Pricing Plus. It's been a huge success, and the 2005 models are going fast. Because right now, during the final days of Employee Pricing Plus at your Dodge dealership, the deals have gotten even better. The remaining 2005 models won't last long, so hurry in now for the best selection. Remember,
if you can find a better car, buy it.
So I'd say if you can find a better car, buy it.
If the ride is more fly, then you must buy.
That's what I hear. With the high cost of fuel, vinyl siding doesn't just have to beautify, let it insulate.
The furnace is not clicking on quite as often as it used to. Could change my heating bill. Yeah, and the air conditioning bill, too.
Residential Specialist Vinyl Shield Siding includes our form-fitting insulation, the look and feel of real wood, saving huge fuel costs. Call now, receive a $50 gas card, free insulation, plus 10% off. Call 1-800-201-9091.
It's a humongous opportunity buy of the week. The look of Shaggy's back. 5x8 area rug. Wow, just $188.
Finn's Warehouse and more. Your local, national, and world news update. It's News 10's Rush Hour Recap for viewers just getting home.
Autopsy performed on the 2 children who died in a fire in their Strong Street home in Schenectady yesterday show they died from smoke inhalation. Investigators are still trying to determine what sparked those flames. 31-year-old David Paradise is behind bars, charged with murdering his wife Melissa in their Cohoes home. Police say they found the woman with multiple stab wounds after her husband told police near the Canadian border that something may have happened to her. The messengers of Malta have quite a tale to tell after their son was caught on tape making an amazing landing in Florida. The landing gear in his plane didn't lock, so a friend in a Jeep was able to secure it. You can see the Jeep keeping up with it, was able to secure it in flight with a fire poker. Rita is now a Category 2 hurricane. The storm skirted the Florida Keys today. Officials fear it could be a strong hurricane by the time it hits the Gulf Coast this weekend. And for that reason, they are ordering the evacuation of New Orleans again. 30 restaurants in the Saratoga Springs area are joining together for hurricane relief. 25% of profits from meals served tomorrow night will go to relief efforts. To find a list, head to our website. Terry.
Coming up on News 10 at 11, people living in Lansingburg speak out about neighborhood improvements they say are happening far too slow. We'll take a look at that. Plus, Hoosick Street in Troy set to reopen to traffic late tonight. We're going to let you know if everything is still on track. We'll also be checking the track. Hurricane Rita. Yeah. It's going to be big.
Strengthening rapidly right now up to 100 miles per hour, a Category 2. It's going to be a Category 3 or a Category 4 as it heads into the central and western Gulf. Saturday would be the time frame for that to make landfall anywhere from western Louisiana all the way down to South Texas. Houston and Galveston are right in the middle of that track area.
But New Orleans is out of this one.
Pretty much.
All right. Thanks very much, Jeff. Thanks for joining us. See you tonight at 11.
Good night.